Now the other problem I've got is that I haven't got my whistle. Dog trainer without his whistle. But one of them's, the energy and the enthusiasm's great, but you're constantly wondering what on earth Remy's going to do, whereas you always know Sacco's just going to be there or thereabouts. He's had his little bit of hunting, he's kind of picked a bird, he's suddenly like, yeah, let's go back to the clubhouse for a gin. Doing some dog training stateside. Hi, I'm Charlie Thorburn, welcome to Mordor Gun Dogs. Today out of Mashomek Shooting Club up in Millbrook, New York. Very kindly been allowed to come out with a couple of our dogs whose owner's a member here, and the club, we've done a few talks here and things, so we've got a good relationship with them. They very kindly let us come out and just use one of the fields. So this is field one. So from a UK shooting person, how they do it here is they've got a shooting club which is probably a couple of thousand acres. It's also a bit of a country club. They've got a polo pitch behind, they've got tennis courts, things like that. There's a lake in front of the clubhouse we'll get some photos of later. And they you basically have the use of this field. So field one is probably about 15 acres of mixed game crops and cover, and you have a sort of a band of trees around them. So this is just us in here, there's no one else. We're not going to suddenly come across another sort of guy with a gun coming the other way. And they maybe have, I don't know, 15, 20 fields. So people can be allocated a field. I think it's very rare that all of the fields would be taken in a day at the same time, but I know they shot some of the other fields this morning, so we were sent here because they think they'll probably push some birds from the other fields into this area. So we're just going to let little Remy and Sacco out. They're both quite novice dogs. They didn't come to us from us fully trained. Remy came here as a puppy, came back for a bit of training. Sacco came here at about 10 months old. He's still quite young and immature, and they're an interesting combination. One of them's a really good hunting flushing dog, and the other one's a good little retriever. If you combine the two dogs, they'd be an awesome dog. Our friend and client doesn't shoot that much with them. He doesn't hunt that much with them. So he really just wanted nice, well-behaved dogs that he could bring out for a bit of fun when it suits him. And I think they'll do that job nicely for him going forward. But what he unfortunately was going to join us today, wasn't able to. So we're going to take the dogs out. We're going to just hunt them around, see if we can find a few birds, and just generally see how we get on. So I'm going to grab a gun and we're going to... You still recording? Yeah. So I'm going to grab a gun and grab the dogs. It's about 1 degree here. It was snowing this morning. So it's like a kind of cold, sort of damp Perthshire sort of shooting day in December. It's very similar weather. So unfortunately, I'm not kitted out quite like I would be at home. I've got my jacket, but I'm going to get pretty soaked on my legs. But hey ho. Wait. Sacco, Remy. Come on then. Good boys. Remy. Come on, Sacco. So we got these two little dogs. Remy's a great little hunter. You can see him. Go on, Remy. Gone away. Gone away. He's a great little hunter because he kind of understands. He's a bit older than Sacco, so he kind of knows what we're doing. Gone away. He knows what's going on. He knows might be a few birds in here. Sacco's just a little bit green. Gone away. Gone away. So the Sacco's the smaller one. He's a little bit green and just doesn't quite have the same get up and go as Remy, but that makes him a much easier dog. Like, people are like, oh, look at that dog, it's got a lot of drive, but then the dogs with a lot of drive are also the ones that are going to give you grief. Whereas the little softies, the little soft ones, Remy, Remy, come here. The little soft ones are the much easier to handle dogs. Now you've got to remember, I haven't seen these dogs for 6 weeks, and when I did see them for 6 weeks, it was for about when I saw them 6 weeks ago, it was for about an hour. So, you know, they're being pretty good. Come on, Remy. They're being pretty good for me, considering I haven't put in any time at all. Any time at all working with them. Good boy, Remy. Good boy, Remy. Good boy. Yeah. Sacco! Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Sacco, sit. Remy, sit. Sacco, sit up. Sit, sit. So you can see there's like strips of, this is sit up. From a dog trainer's point of view, it's kind of like a dog trainer's dream. There's strips of game cover just sort of about the width you'd want your dog to be working. Sacco, he's off to see Joe. Sacco, here, sit. There's strips of game cover just the width you'd want to work your dog. There's a nice mown path between the game cover for the guns to walk, you know, and without getting soaked. It's just sort of like, you know, with an unlimited budget, this would be that we would have some fields like areas like this at Mordor Gun Dogs permanently just for training dogs. Anyway, we're going to just go into the middle bit and work back down. Now, normally when I'm hunting two dogs, you've probably seen a little bit here and there. We'd have one at heel and the other one hunting, but because Sacco's just a little bit green, allowing him to run with his big brother just gives us a better chance of getting him going and building up his drive and enthusiasm. Whereas you can see Remy just working away nicely. Remy, good boy. See Remy working away nicely on his own. Sacco just, you know, he's starting to get there, starting to hunt independently. When we're working two dogs, the other thing we have to be careful of is that they don't just follow each other around. As older dogs, there's no point just one following literally in the footsteps of the other one. It's the same when you're picking up with dogs. Remy, gone away. It's the same when you're working dogs on a picking up level on a shoot. You know, there's no point having them both just follow each other around on the same path. You want them hunting independently. But, you know, you can see Sacco's just starting to get the idea and work away. Come on, Sacco, good boy. Good boy, gone away, gone away. Remy. Now, because of the way they shoot over here and because they have all these paths between the cover, we very much want to encourage them to stay within their little beat, as it were. I don't want him going into that bit because, you know, we might swing round and do that bit in a minute. I want him just hunting the bit that we're in. Now, being Remy, he's like, well, there's nothing in here because this has all been flattened by the weather, and he wants to go into there because it's more interesting. But I need to, for his owners, you know, sake of his owners, it's just more handy if we can keep them in the zone they're in. Go on, boys, gone away. Gone away. There's a wing of one that looks like a buzzard or something's got. Sacco, go on. Go on, Remy, in there. Because once a dog's kind of experienced, I mean, if I was out here with one of our older, more experienced dogs, little Mash or Smudge, who you've maybe seen on some of our videos, or Lauren's lovely dog that she's winning competitions with at the moment, Lemon, we would just be able to walk along this bit and hunt them into the side. Obviously, with younger dogs, sometimes we've got to walk down the middle. Settle down. Remy. Come on. Remy, come on. Good boy. Good boy, Remy. Go on, Remy, good boy. We want to be able to walk down this nicely mown path so I don't get soaking wet, which is ideal. It's definitely kind of country club rough shooting, if that makes sense. It's not quite as wild as doing it out in the hills, sort of where we are, but it's rather. Go on, boys, gone away. Remy, gone away. It's rather nice. It's rather nice just to be able to pop out here for an hour. If you live, you know, if you work in New York or something, you come up to your club in the morning or in the afternoon, or on a weekend, and just come and shoot for an hour. It's not like organised in the same way where you have to go for a whole day or something. These guys can just come up here, sort of ad lib, and just book themselves in a field if they've got their own dogs. Remy, come on. Sacco, come on, Sacco. Come on, Remy. Good boy. Now, the other problem I've got is that I haven't got my whistle. Dog trainer, that is whistle. My excuse is I gave my last one away to a client because he'd lost his. And he's like, oh, have you got any more of those whistles, Charlie? I'm like, oh, I do, but it's my one. It is what it is. Anyway, give these two their due. They're being pretty biddable. Come on, come on. So just for joke and spat, pan round, there's like a 25-acre lake just there in front of the clubhouse where you can kind of fish and stuff. It's a pretty cool place. I think the club's about 100 years old. Sacco. Go on, Remy, good boy, Remy. Good boy, good boy. Sacco, out. Come on, Sacco. Sacco, out, out, out. Good boy, Sacco, good boy. Good boy, Sacco. Come on then. Sacco, Sacco. Good boy, thank you. So they are a double act. Remy found it, flushed it, Sacco picked it. Come on, Remy. Now, Remy's now flushed a bird. Sacco, I shot it and Sacco picked it. And Remy's now on fire because he's like, oh my God, we're not in Greenwich. I'm not in the country club, I'm on the shoot. So he's off, so he's kind of picked up the pace a bit and he's just being a bit more of a handful, but that's just kind of part of the course. Gone away. Remy, gone away. Sacco! Remy, gone away. Go on, Remy. Go on. Very different personalities. And it's really interesting because you wouldn't want two Remys because they drive you round the bloody twist. It's like having two Freddies or two Waffles. But one of them's, the energy and the enthusiasm's great, but you're constantly wondering what on earth Remy's going to do, whereas you always know Sacco's just going to be there or thereabouts. He's had his little bit of hunting, he's kind of picked a bird, and he's slightly like, yeah, let's go back to the clubhouse for a gin. Remy, where's Remy's like, where's the zip line? I want to go on a quad. Let's go and shoot some archery. Let's go and do this. Remy, gone away. Go on away. Remy, come on. Always trying to keep him like within sight. Him being on the other side of that bush there just isn't going to help me at all. He's too far away. I couldn't get a shot at anything, and I'm just more likely to lose control of him. So I want to always keep him within sight, within range, and work him, work him rather than letting him work himself. Remy, come on. Come on. Good boy. Remy, come on. Good boy. Gone away. Remy, in there. Remy, come on. Good boy. How's that go? Remy, good boy. Good boy, Remy, good boy. Remy. Remy, come here. Remy, come here, Remy. Remy, come here. Remy, come on. He's on it now, isn't he, there? Remy. So when they suddenly up like 5 gears, up 5 gears because they flushed a few birds like this is very much what the Americans over here would call them. He's getting birdie. Remy. So now he's just pulling me around a little bit more. It's not quite so enjoyable, but this is part of the training. This is part of Remy needing to get some more birds, get some more work on his control. He spent the week, because his owners have been away on business and on hot and things, he spent the week with a dog walker who probably, let's be honest, lets him get away with bloody murder, running around. And they're like, oh, isn't it lovely? Remy runs so fast. And Remy's always good, he always comes back, but just not like the way we would want them to come back. Dog walkers are the bane of my life, if I'm honest. You know, you train a dog really hard, and then the dog walker doesn't listen to any of the rules that we give the owners. But it's just life. Unfortunately, it's just life. Good boy. Remy, here. Good boy. So I'm just trying to keep him downwind. The wind's coming across from there. He's inexperienced. An older dog would be working that side. He keeps pulling to the edge. So I want to keep pushing him back to this edge. I want to keep pushing him back to this edge. I'm having to use my growl because I don't have a whistle. I would be using a turn whistle. I'd be using Remy. I'd be using a peep on the turn whistle to get him to work normally. Sit. Now you can see he kept stopping and looking like there's something running. Remy, and I don't want him heading off into that thick stuff because I can't see him and I can't do anything with any birds that he might flush. Here. Probably 40 minutes of hunting, flushed a few birds, shot one, missed one, seen a few going off where we couldn't get a shot at them, but they've worked away. They've done a pretty good job considering I've not, these aren't my dogs. They were, but Remy went as a puppy, and he's been really responsive. And it just shows that if you put in that little bit of work early on, it is still there. It's just those kind of bolts constantly need tightening up. Hey, Sacco, sit up. Those bolts constantly, you need to go around and just tighten up those bolts on a regular basis. Check those bolts, re-tighten them, take them off, put them back on again. Just make sure they're solid and they're secure, because it's like all of us, we get a bit rusty and a little bit loose. And these guys, they've done a pretty good job. So we're going to call it a day and head back to the car. So the old saying, quit while you're still ahead, it's exactly what we're going to do. They've both been good little boys. We're going to get them back in the car and get out the rain. Remember, you get out what you put in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Boys, come on.